Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat. And welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan, and I have a stripy forehead. That's from. I had to go run an errand before this, a very important errand, and that comes from wearing my hat and going quickly. So it's story time. Oh, sorry, some phlegm got caught in my throat there. It's story time. So come in, Twitch chat, come in, Twitch chat. So my old SN30 Pro, I really like this controller, but my old one wasn't holding a charge anymore. So I have this one that's wired, which is nice. But I do want to be able to use my other one as well for, multiplayer and whatnot and, having varieties of options. So I decided to replace the battery, and the battery's supposed to arrive today. And so in preparation, I was disassembling the unit and I was going to take the battery out, and I discovered why the battery wasn't holding a charge anymore. It was a spicy pillow, as the kids say. It was starting to expand. So that was exciting to find out. So I had to remove that carefully and, not punctured or anything, which fortunately I did. I'm still here. But yeah, I had to go take that to a battery disposal site right away because I'm not letting a spicy pillow. Oh, I forgot to take my glasses off. Oh no, the illusion is ruined. The illusion is ruined. Oh no. Dang it. Consarn it. You like I like them too, to be honest, but they're not the most comfortable with headphones. Like the way the headphones sit actually kind of hurts after a while. And that's how much of a rush I was in to get back here is I forgot to take my glasses off. Also, they're pretty new. I've only had them since Thanksgiving. But here's the best part. As I'm going upstairs to get my jacket so I can go take said spicy pillow of a battery to the battery disposal site, the elevator starts shuddering. Like, I'm in it. It goes up a floor. It stops to let someone else out. And it goes, so that was fun. So I had to get off the elevator, which it was at 2, go down to 1, talk to the spirit and say, hey, we need to call the elevator people. So he did. And then I had to walk up to the 6th floor to get my coat. Because again, I'm not leaving this spicy pillow lying around. So I run over there. I talked to the guy at the counter. He's like, I don't know if we do that. Spicy pillow. Yeah, that's when a lithium battery starts expanding. That's the actual like slang on the internet is spicy pillow. So yeah, so I had to run up 6 flights of stairs, get my stuff, go back down, go out, get to the place, drop it off, come back. That's why my head is all kind of like stripy. It's from the like knitting of my hat. So yes, as you say, Mel, I have had an day. It's beanie marks, yeah, or took for the Canadians. So it has been an day. I'm counting that as my exercise for the day too. So anyway, it's good to be back with y'all today. We're going to be checking out a game called Season: A Letter to the Future. Probably be playing this about the next 3 or 4 times on Spirituality Tuesday, given its length. I'm really excited about it. It seems like a really interesting concept. So now that we're done with story time, let's go ahead. Let's dive on in. Airbag marks. Oh no. Yeah, no. It's a quiet game compared to what else I've been playing. Twas not in a vehicle accident. That would require me to get in a vehicle. I don't do that in New York as often as possible. So, also, a little discombobulated. Good to see you, Sanguinami. Right here. And Brayard, congratulations on your first. You got a very discombobulated first that comes very late into the stream. Watch as I'm going to hit play and it's going to just get really loud. Beautiful art style. Who are you? What a question.
Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. Where are you? How far in the future? Where'd you find my journal? I may never know, but you can know me from what I put down on these pages. I come from a little village in the mountains. No one has left here since before I was born. But our lives changed overnight, just a few days ago when my best friend had a prophetic dream.
Uh-oh.
A vision that the elder said means this season is going to end soon. The world is about to enter a new era. A great change is coming. Everyone was afraid. I was surrounded by questions and I began to feel how little I know. What is this season that is about to end, and why is it ending? What exactly is out there that could turn the world inside out? If there are still voices singing and laughing in the wilderness, I could record them before they're gone. I also thought of my dad, who always wanted to see the outside world but never did. So, I asked if I could leave. The elder had one condition for letting me go: that I take what I collect to the museum vault, a palace of art and memory at the edge of the earth. She says it's the only place safe from the turmoil of a changing season. I hope that's where you're reading this now. I can't stop the change that is coming, but this time on Earth could live on in these pages. What it looks like, sounds like, how it feels to be alive right now. I'm writing to you at the crack of dawn on the morning I leave home. I can smell breakfast cooking in the other room, and I can hear my mom's voice.
Okay, so the game just opened at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That was awesome. That was beautiful. That was really well written. Okay, so we have a bit of a timeline. Olden days. Modernity and industrialization, the year 500. A golden season at 722. The war at 770. Lasted 10 years. Season of blank. The season I was born into. Who are you? What do you want? Where are you going? I thought you were going to go with the Cotton Eye Joe reference. Yeah, I have a bell. I'm going to ring it. Me IRL with any bell. Oh! Look at this. That is adorable.
3, 2,
It's a bomb.
1. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
Mr. Lotto sounds like he's phoning it in.
I'm tired.
Okay, that was too perfect. Me too. Me too.
3, 2, 1. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
I just got here and this game looks amazing already. Hey, we just started and it looks amazing already. Good to see you, Yenza. A catalog of strangers, fearsome tales for blasé children. Gonna give this to my nieces and nephews. A catalog of strangers is an introduction to the more frightful aspect of the world, and a reasonable amount of fear and fun makes for prudent children. so much. Folded by Pate. I got first in something. Wandering Tale Festival. Ooh, so I'm a storyteller. Have another two recruiters reach out to you. Another friend who is like sister who works in HR looking for me. UFO. That is great news. I'm so happy to hear that, Mel. Hope you liked him more than you would have liked a fish. I mean, he's pretty great, but I do also like fish.
My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure.
The owl spreads her wings over prosperity. This bill is worth 10 poems. Our currency is poetry? That's awesome. There is a lot of world building happening in a short period of time here. So I'm guessing Pate is a friend of ours, or a sibling. I went out for a climb. Be back this evening. Nightlife in the plaza. Dated 8:01. It's about 8:10, I think, if I remember correctly from the book. Always say good morning to your mother.
You're up. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. I'm making progress. I found the burner, camera, recorder, travel bag. Breakfast is in progress. Still gotta make a pendant. We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions. Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind. Your thoughts, memories, everything that makes you, you. We don't wear them here in the village anymore, but if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you. I will
Different
worry
cultural
until you're
realities.
gone,
Interesting.
and then I'll have total confidence in you.
It snowed where you are, Mel? That's wild.
In times of war, a pendant can be used to identify a body. Let's skip that part. Objects have two layers, the physical and the mental. The pendant needs to absorb both.
Okay, so we're Platonists here.
1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense: sound, smell, feel, sight, taste. 2. Feel the sense and speak aloud a memory of the object. 3. Feed the object into the burner. The memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pendant. That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless. At least. No, you must remember everything. That's your role.
I can tell you the memory after it?
The pendant needs this little sacrifice. I want to be sure it works. Don't be afraid. A few memories is a small price to pay for knowing you'll be safe. Okay, so this old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember you and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home, We all rested together until it got dark. What an odd feeling.
Kind of a beautiful little piece of writing there with this magic, if we can call it that. That sense of sacrifice that the mom has to make with the memory. That's, you know, it's so small and yet also kind of a big sacrifice to lose such moments from your life. It's really beautiful. I don't know. This game is just beautifully written already, and we're like 5 minutes in.
Like an absence, disappearing. The empty space fills itself back in until I forget that I forgot anything at all. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories. If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them independent forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity you want to be sure to protect. So think about what these items and what the memories would preserve about you. Let's do smell next. Find an object with a strong odor and that holds a piece of you.
Strong odor. Kit has redeemed a father joke. Also good to see you, Kit. I remember the one I had ready. You know, I believe in the minor league baseball team, the Dayton Dragons, to go all the way this year. I hear they're really fired up. And Rotda. So today's the Feast of St. Agnes, who we have a very beautiful altar to in our church here in New York. Virgin martyr, and she very much claimed her identity as a human being in Christ. That was quite a radical statement at the time, and that's what her virginity is a reflection of. It's also at her church. So there's a vestment called the pallium that archbishops only wear. It's like a strip of wool with crosses on it. Those are placed in the Church of St. Agnes in Rome the night before the Pallium Mass when they're given out. And it's a great way of entrusting all the leadership of the church to her and her intercession, which I think is quite beautiful. Spoon!
Nothing. I used to see souls everywhere. Childhood. Too sweet, too old.
The old-fashioned
I always
gingerbread.
wanted to experience new things.
Okay, I like this. Good for body aches, congestion, blocked nasal cavity, hot ears, upside down stomach disorder, flights of fancy, dorsal inflammation, spastic melancholia, loud dreams, pond foot, wandering tingles, moonburn, and birthdays. Which I think birthdays implies, the way that it's listed there implies that birthdays are a malady.
Ancient perfume, sweet. Nothing is ever lost.
It seems a good one for the pendant. Meep mess.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. Your dad used to bring these flowers home from his climbs. They only grow high up in the mountains. He was a great climber. He even found us a new source of water. I hoped after he would climb less, maybe even retire. But he always wanted to explore, and the only direction to go was up. Maybe the Elder is letting you leave out of guilt for what happened to your dad. If someone has the energy to leave, it needs to go somewhere. He fell into the Fitz ravine. We never found his body. But doesn't he rest with us at night? Doesn't he appear in our dreams? How can such a human being depart this earth without leaving behind a trace A trace as strong as the flowers would still have their scent. Darling, I don't want to lose this one. I can't lose this one.
Nope, won't make you.
Can we put the flowers back,
Yep.
please? Thank you.
Well, thanks to me, piece of cutie. Well, it's because he is. Also, I do know one complaint some reviewers had with this game is the fact that, like, mouths don't move during cutscenes, but I actually...
Granite, seaside, darkness.
I really like how that's...
This speaks to how my mom loves me.
I really like the sort of ephemeral nature of it. There's a great dream-like quality
Honey,
to this.
wax, baby, waves. I was loved by people I have no memory of.
What does it say? As long as I burn, may the moment last and last and last and last and... That might work for scent because of candle wax, how it smells, but...
Sweet wax, honey. How I've tried to save things.
That'll be good for taste. Anything in here smell a particular way? Oh, the bell will be good for sound.
Tangled nest, sour play. This speaks to how my dad loved me.
All right. Thank you for the lurk, Kit. Yeah, maybe this would be good for the pendant. Speaks to how our dad loves us.
What did you choose for smell?
Mr.
Let's
Lotto.
breathe in deep.
Just explained what meeps are to your mom. Nice. Now she'll want one.
I remember.
I assume you meant to say many blessings there, Mel. But I do like the, hey, maybe blessings.
You used to take him everywhere with you. One night, you forgot him in the plaza. It was cold and raining that night. But your dad leaped into action, as if the doll was a real member of the family. I have this image of his face as he ran out into the storm, completely serious, no hesitation.
It's a weird glitch.
And when your dad returned with the doll, I forgot for a moment that he's just fabric, stitched into the form of an animal. It felt as if he had a soul, because you'd projected one into him. What was dear to you was dear to us. That was... we were whole. For a little while.
She remembers
Now
the
touch.
commercial. Wow.
Pick something with a texture you like.
Mr. Lotto would have been good for texture too, I think, but this way
My
I get something
hand
that
in
might...
my own hand. This speaks to how my mom loves me.
This way I have something that shows how my dad loved me and something of how
So
my
what
mom
did you end up
loved me.
choosing? Okay, put your hand in the hand. Oh, I remember it so well. It's not as bad now, but in the old days, not many children lived long enough to grow up. We believed if a child could make it to the age of 9, they'd be all right. This print was made of your hand when you turned 9. Your father and I couldn't believe we really had a healthy girl. An old deep fear inside of me finally went away, and we saw you would just keep growing and growing, that everything was going to be okay.
I like that there are multiple options for this. And also that there are some where your mom's like, no, I can't. That is too much of a sacrifice.
I'm fine. Let's do sight next. Pick something that looks nice.
Ooh, this is taking a toll on her. Something that looks nice. Don't know if I could give up Dad's photo. Maybe the origami?
Yellow avian gesture. I take care of fragile things.
Memories are fragile.
So, what did you end up choosing?
Origami bird.
I remember your friend Pate made this little bird. You wanted to protect it, keep it like a pet. I thought it wouldn't last long. It's just a bit of folded paper. But you took good care of it, and years went by. You'd done it. It was still intact. That was when I started to understand what kind of person you are. You will chaperone these delicate things into the future. For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner.
Oh, I was gonna feed it the candy.
The memory I'll lose is the one we're forming right now. I want you to have it forever.
That is a bittersweet statement. Because she won't remember making the stone now.
Standing here, you're having a last taste of home. Now you're protected by lost memories. A gem of home around your neck. This is my only condition for letting you go. You must promise me never to take the pendant off.
I don't think I'd ever want to.
And never tamper with it.
Ah. That's an interesting statement.
Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up. I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too? Look at us. There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
Dang.
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future.
Okay, I get why the soup isn't there, but I get why these are here and why the origami's there. But where's the cassette? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. I'm building the journal. Oop, no. I want Mr. Lotto to go next to the stone. Together they make the pendant.
I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while cooking, on a walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet.
And she's 100% right. Rituals have a powerful place. Oh, look, we can decorate it if we want. Add some quotes.
I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known.
Get a little sound of the wind. Okay, I'm hearing wind chimes, and I'm trying to discern if that's the game or if it's... Oh, it's this thing.
Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When
What
the
is
music ends,
it's not a record,
the village will
but it's
begin
kind
to
of
wake
like a
up.
record? It's the same concept like a player piano.
We have plenty of fresh water here. I wonder if it's more scarce in the outside world.
It's like Italy. In Rome, there are fountains everywhere. You can just drink straight out of them. Oh, what a vista.
Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio.
Kind of want to...
Last night, my friends wrote down their hopes for my trip and tied them to the branches of this tree.
I want to get a picture of some of the tables.
This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions.
An instrument designed by Dr. Fumio. 3 murals celebrating his works. Okay. So sometimes it's a generic
There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work.
live out a particular story area.
Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon.
Ah.
I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain. There's something eerie about an instrument that plays itself. But wind chimes aren't eerie. I think the self-playing instrument needs to imply the presence of a person who isn't there, like this one does, to be properly eerie. This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air.
Oh my goodness, look at that vista. We taking a picture of that. Games that pull on heartstrings like this are wonderful. Yeah, I am already in love with this game. Aww. Goodbye, Caro. Fish in the sky.
Pate's little daydream of leaving this place, of seeing something weird.
Rest in peace, Dr. Fumio. Dream sickness dreams on. What a curious way
Dr.
of saying
Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it.
Oh, look at the hopscotch. Dream sickness? Your guess is as good as mine. Don't know what that's supposed to mean yet. I think it's got something to do with why floral cures. Come learn medicinal plant recipes handed down from Dr. Fumio.
We learn to grow cures for maladies from the outside world, even though they seem to be long gone. It's just tradition.
We mark the day Dr. Fumio cured memory excess.
Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here.
So, memory editing? Memory excess, dream sickness? There's something at play here. I don't think Dr. Fumio is all he appears to be. And I have a feeling he's not purely evil either. I have a feeling it's a deeply complicated thing. Eternal sunshine of a spotless mind. We mark the day Dr. Fumio cured time misperception disorder in memory of Augusta Kale. Okay, that one could be a very serious problem.
The elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception.
I have so many questions. So do I.
Dr. Fumio was an
And I don't know if
important
we're ever going to
person,
get them answered.
but we also just have a need to put a human face on events that are beyond our control. He may have felt just as scared and helpless as everyone else.
This question does have an ever-blossoming amount of questions. Like, what's that castle in the distance? There should be a mural here.
I go fishing here with my best friend Pate, even though there's nothing to catch. We both appreciate the silence.
So I'm guessing this village is kind of insular to have protected itself from a certain illness in the world. Founded 710.
Karo Village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image.
I'm usually not a fan of when people remake things in their image. Yeah, so we're at about 8:10 again, so it's been quite a while. It's been about 100 years since Karo was founded.
This flower means you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
That's beautiful. I would be so overwhelmed if something like that happened. Well, since I don't seem to have a limit of the amount of film,
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
That was a lot to take in. And I love it. I love that image of, because I think it speaks very strongly to the idea of the communion of saints and the reality that we keep our individuality in heaven, that like when we go to our eternal rest, we take our stories with us. And we get to tell our ancestors and all the saints what we did. And I love that phrasing of, you see for the dead, you see for the unborn. We are a liminal character. We are a bridge. We are connecting all that was and preserving it so that after this season, whatever this calamity is, it goes to the new generation. I am in love with this game. Oh, and its writing so far. The next time you're laying in the dirt, you get to tell them what you did. Oh, that's going to stay with me for a while.
Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.
Before we take a bike, let's finish exploring this area. Little bike shop. It's a shame. Interesting that we haven't met Pate. I want to get a good picture that really shows a little of everything in the shop. That's pretty good. Nope.
These bikes were used by messengers a long, long time ago.
Ooh. Oh, what color do we take, chat? There's not a purple one. Yellow? Yellow is the first answer I see. I'm taking it. How do I get off my bicycle? I want to appreciate this. Okay, you just stop. If I'm supposed to document my journey, I will document my journey. They gave me a bell. That was a mistake. It's like Spirited Away, things change when you go through the tunnel. I think metaphorically that's absolutely what's happening. love the vine growth on these. Directly behind you. Ooh. Nope. Wow. Father Aaron's divine delivery. I don't know about divine or delivery. It might get there, maybe. Look at this old cart. Oh, so there used to be a train. Or at least mine carts. Ah! Oh no. Oh no. Okay. She'll hop off the bike if things get bad. That's good to know.
The irony of Cairo is that it's a closed-off place on the outskirts of a busy trading hub. A postal hub we hardly used is practically on our doorstep.
That is a little odd. Greetings from Tiang Valley. Radiant City Apartments. Oh my gosh, we're going to become a male person. Hey, it's Sanguinami. Cairo Specialty, soothing ointments. Hey, guess where I am? I hope you looked at this side first. I had to pay my respects to the birthplace of Munches. There's a lot of tourists, but also a weird feeling to the place. It could take more than a postcard to explain. Take care, Aldo. Why not trapeze around the Azan Islands? We don't use the word trapeze enough. I am doing delivery. Okay, so this one's for Miko Odvis in Prismatic Grounds. Feel like I'm walking tipsy on the edge of the earth. We're skipping from island to island the way a stone skips along the surface of the water, leaving little ripples like a kiss or two. Oh, I don't know. I just miss you today, and today, and today. XOXO, you know who. Love letter. Oh, what's that one up at the top that's all smudged? Don't bother trying to visit Cairo Village. It simply isn't that kind of location. This is my kind of postcard. Says Big Johnny, blissful constellation. This village is very hard to find, but if you really need it somehow, make your way there. I just wanted to let you know that I'm staying here for good. The season can only meet a violent end. It's too bright, too cheery. Stay safe, Conway.
I can see in these letters that the outside world has extremes of beauty and tragedy beyond anything I've known.
Is my parish's feast day the one in June? No, that's Peter and Paul. Our patronal feast day for both the Paulist Fathers and the parish, and all our parishes by extension, is the conversion of St. Paul. In a week? Oh, do I commit mail fraud? I'm committing mail fraud. No, it's too small to read. Dear Estale, I'll be surprised if this letter reaches you. The war has become like a deranged sleeper thrashing in bed, eyes closed tight. Have you noticed how the soldiers strip people of their clothes first, a small degradation which permits everything that follows? Wish I had loved you more completely when the world allowed it. Love, Odell.
They were
And
right. The letter never made it.
it's a little
The
late.
season before this one, the war, seems so horrible.
What festivities will be happening? It's actually largely a fundraising weekend for us.
In
But
the
it's
village,
also
these cranes look like little creatures, grazing. I had no idea how huge they are.
but we'll also be having like a dinner on Monday for various priests in the area. On Sunday, we're doing like a thing with the parishioners to talk about our vacation stories. Dear Cornelius, I thought it over and I have to tell you, the name you picked for your baby, it is terrible. Please do not go forward with it. I pray this letter reaches you in time. Yours, Dorino. Bad news,
That
Dorino.
poor baby.
Go ahead and figure out what the feast day is based on what people call pairs. It's not particularly helpful. Yeah, St. Mary's is a bit big. It's protection of the Theotokos, isn't it? Please get this letter to Dr. Fumio. Ooh. I am suffering from memory excess, but cannot travel to the village for treatment. I was praying you could instruct me by mail how to cure myself of the disease. I am unable to forget. Now I realize how important it is to gain open space in the mind. Tell me what to do. Tell me how to forget. Please give this letter to Dr. Fumio.
Before setting up in Cairo village, Dr. Fumio roamed the land curing people. It must have been hard when he wasn't around anymore, especially for people who couldn't travel to the village.
All right, import fabric 5 rolls, roots 10, export herbal 20 herbal tea 20 cans, dried flowers 1 box. Dried flowers. Oh, the trade routes are cut off. Cairo is gonna feel even smaller now.
Traders used to come to the outskirts of the village. The war put an end to this.
It's a nest, and they've been using the letters as material. I love it. Ooh, wait.
I wish humans had evolved to sing instead of talk.
We can do both. This game gets its art direction 100%. Want to make sure there isn't anything else random in here. Oh, this is interesting. So it looks like this is like the memories one with our mom, where it's just get enough things and fill up the keepsakes. We'll put that with next to the bird. It's the nest. Okay, controlling the size of something is a little difficult.
I feel nourished in these sights by the unfamiliarity of it all. These means of connection, long in disuse, are certainly telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season?
Oh, there's us and our dad. How to leave home, lying in the dirt. Okay, I can't add anything to that page, unfortunately. I was going to add... Oh. I wanted to add the quote about... how they look in the distance. Little creatures grazing far away. Oh, that's horrifying. These are reeds. They're similar to like the automated one that the doctor invented. I probably shouldn't go investigating rusted old equipment like this, but I kind of want to. Oh, really pretty game. Hey, Squirrel. Good to see you. Yeah, this game is... it is beautiful in both the visual sense and also its writing. I hear frogs. I want to try getting a really nice recording of frogs. Maybe it's over here. Get the sound of water. Why not? Ooh. You hear that? The creaking of the metal in the wind. This game is made for me. It's a collectathon and it has a strong emphasis on sound. Where are you, frogs? It's so calming. It is. There's a lot happening, but it's not... Yeah, you're right. It's not an assault on the senses. You can take it definitely at your own pace. It's the calmest apocalypse you've ever been involved in.
I heard at some point the tides got less predictable. Places flooded that never had before.
The calmest apocalypse you've ever been a part of. Yeah, I mean, the season is ending. We've been told it's cataclysmic. Frog.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Frog? Was it frog? There's a very brightly colored frog for this area. Mustard cord frog. Oh, it's mustard cord everything. I'm going to do that a lot in playing this game. Goat.
My first time petting an animal. I think it went pretty well.
That is not a real goat. It's way too calm. Summer nights with Texas frogs chirping after the rain.
We learned about old technology in school, but not much about animals. What are these? Are they simply goats?
Buddy, look up. You too. Okay, so that's where I would have been. So this is the way forward, I guess. Don't use the front brake. That's a bad idea.
I cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon.
Oh, that's the end of the chapter. I guess. I was trying to investigate the cables hanging there, but... Okay. Guess I don't get to.
On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me.
Oh, I hate cycling in the rain.
The blades turn, but I bet they don't generate any power. Probably just swirling the air around.
Ah, get out of the grass, camera. So let's bike over to this. Those are not noises I would want to hear standing underneath something. You like the progression of time in what way, Mel? Like how things are kind of torn down, or... I thought I might change the season by changing the landscape, cut these down like trees, but that's not how a season changes.
This person wanted the season to change. Why?
It's interesting how they have this concept of a season so universally. Day to night corresponding degradation of man's creation. Ah, yes. And I have a feeling we'll see more of that as this goes on. Oh, look, we must be in Texas. Look at the height of these highways.
This structure dominates the landscape but wasn't made for it. It's for passing through, for moving elsewhere.
Tell me you've seen DFW. That time you've only seen DFW. Never been to DFW. Or Houston, or Austin. There you go. Austin is where I lived. Every line is dead. Every wire is cut. I hate this season.
They wanted the season to change because they were so alone.
You lived in Austin? Yeah, like a decade ago. It was only for a couple months, but... I have visited since as well, but yeah, I did my Lenten Novice assignment there.
They used the walls like I use my journal.
Just, that gate is really beautiful. Yeah, I've walked across Congress Street Bridge. Been to 6th Street. Never went to Barton Springs.
One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. I have a feeling they use these music boxes to fall asleep.
One voice, one tune, alone in the wilderness, can't last long. Two voices, a melody, and a harmony is enough to survive a little while. Three voices, a community, a song can last a whole season.
They kept themselves company with music. Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually you need more.
They do not harmonize automatically.
Three voices is complex as life is supposed to be. I could listen forever.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to turn on music boxes like that, but, you know. That there. Oh. Put that one with this.
Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth.
I feel like this page needs the music box and put our sketch of us in the rain over here. It fits thematically with everything. Yes, I am just doing the arts and crafts portion of this now, even though I don't need to. We only get to make this journal once. Better shot of the graffiti. Does this red flower have significance? Probably not. But you never know. Maybe to someone in the future it will have significance. I met a driver that's from a group that's building a community. I'm leaving with him. Goodbye to this lonesome place. Goodbye to this lonesome season.
Looks like they made it out of here. But What is this group?
Wonder if you can tell. Okay, no, that. This is a very empty bus schedule. No wonder no buses are showing up. Hey, Tiak Valley, we have a postcard for that place.
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Flashback?
Let's set the scene for the listener. Whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions. Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there.
What kind of world is there beyond Caro would be my first question. Do you have any advice for my trip?
It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it.
It's good life advice.
But as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all.
How did you become the elder?
First, I got old. That's an important step.
Okay.
Being an elder is all about how you react to strange events. The key is not to be surprised, but kind of frown, look serious, and say something like, "It begins." Never say, "I don't know." Say, "We dive into a pool of uncertainty."
Where were you
I was
born?
born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship. The short-lived but glorious watery republics, floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born. How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time
Okay.
of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was a ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer.
I'd like to be a ship philosopher. That sounds like a great job position.
Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy.
Okay. Where did your family come from then?
My grandparents played with the past. They changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time. But they often said we were exiles of some kind. Exiled royalty from a secret lineage. Blood that glows in the dark. Or we're exiled from the mouth of some great leviathan. When they were older, they just said, "We're from here. We're from right now."
Okay. What was it like growing up there?
I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves. Especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and oh, there were two dance halls. A large,
2.
elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss, and so forth.
Why'd you leave the ship?
Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache.
No one says cachet.
Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out, but they knew, I guess.
What did you think was happening? What's the end of a season? Ooh, there's a good question.
Yes,
season.
the start of the war was a turning of seasons, and we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning.
It's pronounced like cash. Exactly. No one says cachet. I lived in Cache Valley, not Cache Valley, for college.
You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system. It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds.
Your parents' things. How did you feel? What's the prismatic grounds? With how'd you feel?
I thought it was all temporary. I couldn't see how things would return to normal, but I was sure they would. Aside from that delusion, I was okay. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time. She'd be completely still for hours, days even. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder. It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds.
How to make her feel?
What's so hard is the feeling of absolute loneliness. Normally, we're all at least roughly in the same flow of time. But with this disorder, you walk alone, truly. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio. People talked about him like he was a god.
What happened when you found him?
I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me.
What happened next?
I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again. In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Karo village. The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So why couldn't I? One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go. Yes, it was over, but it had taken my home, my family. That night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship. As if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
And there were so many other questions that we could have asked and would have given us so much other information. It makes me want to replay this again already.
I imagine coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
Please visit Historic yet Optimistic. Why is Historic opposed to Optimistic? Created by the Informative Signage Company, 730.
This
Oh, look,
valley is
3
asking
reliable
people for a
gods.
visit. I should oblige it.
What, pray tell, are the gods of Tiang Valley? Tiang Valley Dam, a gift from the Prismatic Grounds, the Electric Peace Project, year 515.
We never
that's before
used
the
this kind
war.
of technology in my village. Nobody trusted it.
Hey, Yuha! Welcome on in, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. What were we up to today, Yuha? On the Dead by Daylight grind? Yuha raid. Hey, Otto. Good to see ya. Our dad died and our brother exiled us. Okay, well, that's just a Tuesday, but what game was it? And it is streaming more failure. Oh dear, so that's streaming. We are playing a game called Season Letter to the Future. The world is ending. We don't know exactly how. So we're going around and we're taking pictures, doing audio recordings, interviewing people. And we're just recording stuff in a journal so that one day in the future, memory of us still exists.
Must be a car, but it looks weird. I haven't seen one like this in my books.
Tales of Grace Remastered. Have not heard of that. Yeah, no, this game is very chill. Hi.
Oh. Valley. 1 second.
Yeah, this game is very chill. It's very good. Do we expect someone to be alive to see our photos in the future? Yeah, there seems to be this sense,
The elder said that people were exhausted by symbols after the war. But here are a few hanging.
Oh, it's part of the Tales of series. Okay, I know the Tales of series. I just don't know Tales of Grace.
Is that a strobopop? Yeah, what are they called? What is it?
Camera?
I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke. Not that interesting of a story, I guess. What are you doing here?
Here to observe and record the world.
The
Yeah, so
whole thing, huh?
there is, in fact, we've actually already seen the person in the future of where we will take the journal. reading the journal, so we know it does come to fruition. It's kind of really cool that way.
You're young. You got time. What kind of stuff are you recording?
Hopefully people and their culture.
Oh, yeah. Civilization, they call it. The Valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
But this is not the first time a season has ended. If I go to my journal here, past seasons, Season of Modernity started in 500. That closed, but came to a golden season, a great period. But that ended with the war. And now we're in the season of life. We're not really sure what its name is. It's about 810, so. Those are for the Wii and only in Japan. That's probably why I haven't heard of it. Because I know, like, Tales of Symphonia and other Tales games, but, yeah, haven't heard of Grace. Are the numbers days? The numbers are years. So, it's currently the year 810, so we're about 30 years old, having been born in about 780. Gonna lurk. Hey, that's all good. Thank you for the raid. Gather around the gray hand. What's the
What
gray
will
hand?
happen when we do as instructed and gather around this fake person?
Hey.
Can I get your photo, sir?
This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys?
Are you reminiscing about 5 minutes ago?
I've been pretty bored here. You know, the valley's going to be flooded soon. That's why nobody can go in there. The dam is falling apart.
When's it coming down?
A couple of days from now. Day 0, we call it.
The old days 5 minutes ago, you know? Yeah. Rainbow. When you raid it, oh man, takes me back. Who's we?
Greyhounds. We're a community organization. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, mine sweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings.
Some of these are not like the others.
We're new.
What's Greyhand supposed to mean?
It was supposed to be because we're helpful yet neutral. We took a vote and decided to change the name, though. We want something more friendly sounding. I'm excited to find out what it will be. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip on people. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to... well... anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week, and I've only seen greyhounds like myself, and valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a... new element or something. I've never
I
met
wouldn't worry about
anyone
it.
doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds gotta support new things. So... I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Jeez. I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gonna try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wink. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley, too. I don't need it anymore. I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
Don't run over my bicycle. Crunch.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the Greyhands were up to. And he gave me a map.
Okay. So we have the assembly point dig site. Hey, Rice69420, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
The assembly point seemed like a good place to start.
Okay, I can start at the assembly point.
I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley.
The Gateway to Tiang. Here stands the Gateway to Tiang Valley, home of the three mindful gods. As you enter, try to imagine the millions of pilgrims who passed under this gate before. They were born, they lived, and they died.
I'm not the first to do this. Just the first in a long time.
The entrance to the Valley Shrine. The three-wheeled vehicles were Mr. Bean invention. Tiang Valley Shrine is only open to visitors when the sun rises and when it sets. Visitors wake up early in the morning to see the ceremonies, and they come back to witness the ceremonies at the end of the day.
It seems like I'll have to wait for night to enter the shrine.
Please respect the residents of Tiang Valley. They are not actors or tourist guides or animals, but hard-working folk. Please collect all trash debris from concessionary stands before leaving. This garbage not only clutters the pristine valley, but is offensive to the local people who do not eat mass-processed food or drink. Well,
I'll think about what kind of visitor I want to be.
I think you're going to be a very mindful visitor, knowing you. So foggy. That is a beautiful sunset. My goodness, what a beautiful looking game. All above will remain, all below will wash away. The well-trodden path. This very path you stand on has been the same since at least the year 350. So that's about 350 years. Or no, about 450 years. I can do math. Imagine millions of pilgrims walking this humble path to visit the famous Tiang Valley Shrine.
The elder told me there's very little information about the years before 500. All above will remain. All below will wash away.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna flood the valley. Welcome to Tiang Valley. Remember, you made it here, but we made here. It's an attitude.
I am probably the last person that will ever be welcomed here by this sign.
Okay, I see where we are. If we come here to this map, we're at the valley entrance. So we follow the road down to the assembly point. Behold the ceremony of the random dead. I'm sorry, the random? A person is selected arbitrarily from the graveyard. The monk unearths the memories of this person for all to enjoy. That sounds like a bad idea in many, many ways.
I have wondered about the lives beneath unkept graves.
Okay, so to the left is the welcome area. To the right is something. Serene Pond area. Okay. Also, if you want to get really arty with your shots in this game, you can augment the focus a lot. Hey, the memory flower. We know about those. Excuse me, what is a memory flower? Memory flowers are unique to Tiang Valley. Are they? Their long histories intertwined with the religious practices of the valley. Stop and listen. You might be surprised by what the flowers have to say. Beautiful but dangerous. Remember this helpful mnemonic. Memory flowers few? Few. Memory flowers many? Danger aplenty. It's a terrible
I
mnemonic.
wonder what the flowers have to say.
My vision is being distorted by the flowers.
God of sleep. I've been gathering Harpic, and I've been gathering courage. If my big prayer is wrong, if it goes against divine will, please spare the people of this valley. We're so desperate for peace.
Memory told over and over again. It must have been important to have such an elaborate solitary tomb.
Sonia, head monk, 727 to 780. So she served primarily during the war, I guess, or lived during the war. That's cool that even here in the even in the journal, things are fluctuating. Yeah, she was born basically with the golden season and died with the close of the war.
These metal animals are looking up, expectantly. All the rituals for the dead in my village require the body, so we couldn't perform them for my dad.
Ooh.
But I can make my life a ritual for his memory.
Yeah, that can be a really tough thing with funerals. And we can do, in the Catholic Church, we can do a memorial service if we don't have, you know, if for whatever reason the body isn't there. But there are certain acts which do require the body as well, so it's tough. And again, I think this game does a great job of stating and living up to ritual is important to human beings. And it is. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
I can't imagine fishing and actually catching a fish. Too scary.
Hungry eyes and empty stomachs. Local artist. Okay. There are flowers nearby. There they are.
The people here are so weak.
I heard gunshots last night.
That was us. What is that?
Look at the pond, the water.
What is that pattern?
Should we run or something?
Something frightening happened in this memory. But what was it?
Yeah, something involving the water. Maybe we don't want to be by the water right now.
Will the last voice to cry out in the wilderness not even be human?
Hey, Cordero! Welcome, Raiders. We're doing well, Cordero. Hope the programming went well. We are playing a game called Season, Letter to the Future. The world is going to end, and so we've decided, in the face of that, we're going to preserve human memory. So we're going around the world and taking pictures, audio recordings, talking to folks. It is a cool game. It's very chill, and its aesthetic is beautiful. Its writing is amazing. It's almost made me cry twice, and I just started it today. I guess that's the map of where we are here. So we're currently in a valley that is going to be flooded by a broken dam. Interested in joining the Greyhounds? What would you like to do today? How do you spend your infinitely precious time on this earth? We will create a position specific for you. Each Greyhound is their own department.
It sounds like they want to adapt their organization to the people in it, and not the other way around.
Attention residents of Tiang Valley. The problem. The dam. The solution. Blow it up. The dam is falling apart. No one alive knows how to fix it. As a problem. We will take down the dam ourselves, so we will know when it when it will collapse. Dam flood hotline 2324.
There's a number to call for questions regarding the dam.
Do you know what a phone is? I'm not sure. Didn't have any at your...
Imagine if the man I met is the only living Greyhound, and the rest are cardboard.
That'd be pretty terrible. Ah, rummage through the trash. Lies!
There seems to be suspicion about the real condition of the dam and why it's being taken down.
Sorry, I'm just here to take pictures. Radiant City, a blank canvas for your dreams. A community for full human beings, not the worker, nor the parent, nor the child, the full human being.
It's hard to imagine something new, a new way of living, but they're trying.
Radiant City. Radiant City is located in high elevations with safe, fertile soil. Low elevation is dangerous. Low elevation pools containments. So there's some
The elder also said low places are dangerous.
Yeah, there's these illnesses that
The city is high up like my village.
seem to
Maybe it
plague
is
this
safer.
world. And that a doctor was able to cure in our village way up in the mountain. So
They had to leave so much behind.
maybe nuclear waste at low elevation? Could be. We'll see as the game unfolds. Thank you for helping my daughter find her journal. We were so stressed. One of your people named Soul really took the time to answer all the questions my kids had. He was more than patient than I am. Thank you for helping an old person like me carry up all the heavy luggage. I'd like to be a gray hand when I grow up so I can help people. Okay, well, these seem to be...
The gray hand seemed to care what people think about them.
We have no leader. Doing it right this time. Doing it right this time. We will never wage war. There was also a terrible war that we're not really sure how it ended. The weight of the past will fall off our shoulders and we will see the world as if for the first time. We will hold hands for the right amount of time. Not too brief, not forever. We will build the next season.
They say they're going to build the next season. How?
Oh, look, an application form. Or, no, a, immigration
There
form.
must be a lot of people going to the city if they need to
Yeah,
keep
the
track of
Greyhounds-
them with cards.
I don't know if they sound sus. I think it sounds complicated. Manifesto for the future. Oh, that's way too little. Everyone knows something is wrong, but nobody knows what to do. Everyone is paddling aimlessly through grief because you meet... Everyone you meet is in mourning because the last season left behind a beautiful corpse. It's time to bury it and move on. You say it is not so simple. Yes, but the walls surround us are not as thick as they appear. One of these walls may even be a door. We will summon a moment of psychosis, a moment when we forget that we can't walk through walls, and so we will. I think
The
this
Grey
is a very
Hands want
complicated
to end
world.
this
And there's a lot of
season.
interesting world building going on.
These snacks are so identical, as if they were mass
I would
produced.
say misguided. I could see that.
The snacks of my life have been homespun, idiocentric even.
And again, we're piecing things together. This is the first time our hero has ever left her home village. And there seems to be a lot at play in the world, and knowing that the world will end, there's this odd calm to the finality of it all. It's kind of beautiful, actually. So, but that is where we're going to have to call it, I'm afraid, for today. Oh, look, there's an unstuck and a retrieved bicycle. That's really nice to know. But it is time for me to wrap up. So thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in, liked, followed, subscribed. It's been great to be back with you with another episode of Let Us Play. And thank you to Cordero Catolico and Yuha, you hate to see it, for the raids today. Thank you for entrusting your community with me, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Recommend you check out the Discord and the YouTube if you haven't already. And join us again tomorrow for more midweek Minecraft, and then Thursday will be more Wing Commander. Then next Monday we'll be back with more Kingdom Hearts 2, and then Tuesday more of Season. Oh, excuse me. And also, we are getting close to 400. When we get to 400, going to do a bonus stream. Going to figure out what that is. Haven't quite nailed it down yet, but things will happen. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of this community and continues to build up. It's been an exciting start of the year, and I look forward to seeing where all this continues to go. So thank you so much. And let's see who is live that we can raid into. Gonna send you. Hi, bye, Droxy. I hope you're getting more sleep. I'm gonna send you on over to a guy called Jono. He's a cool dude. I followed him because he quoted Irenaeus. I think he quoted some church father the first time that I was raided into him on another channel. But he's a cool dude. He's playing Subnautica right now. He's AFK, so it's chair. So we're gonna say chair raid. Gonna say chair raid. So hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Take care and God bless.